Yeah, to the street. APAC Radio. Keep it locked.
Welcome to Atlanta's top-rated Caribbean podcast, the Island Heat Radio Show podcast, right here on APAP Radio. We are your hosts, DJ SuperPEC.
And I'm Lady Laleebella. Here on Island Heat, we will discuss the very best in Caribbean music, culture, trending topics, and interviewing the island movers and shakers.
That's right, and we test your knowledge on all things Caribbean with All Things Caribbean Trivia, and count down the top 10 songs by Caribbean artists and producers based here in Atlanta, Georgia, with the Island Heat Top 10 Countdown.
Now, this episode is brought to you by our sponsor, APAP Media Group. APAP Media Group is a full-service video photo production company specializing in podcasting, multi-camera recording, and live streaming.
Contact them via email at info@apapmedia.com.
Please subscribe to the APAP Media and Island Heat radio shows on YouTube channels for more content like this. Comment, like, and subscribe. Don't forget to share your own videos.
That's right. Now, keep it right there, as we've got a great show lined up for you today. That's right, folks. Now, hold on to your seats as we jump into today's theme, which is Miami Carnival 2025, and special guest Donna McLeod will guide us through the election season here in Georgia.
It's an exciting time of year again, people, as we transition into the fall. And you already know that it's still hot in Miami, so they're bringing the heat. Miami Carnival is a cultural experience that allows the elements of Carnival with the beauty of Miami over Columbus Day weekend in October. The annual event features 4 signature events: the Junior Carnival, the Panorama, Juve, and a costume parade and concert that brings visitors and participants from around the globe, all who come to celebrate Caribbean culture.
And now we're going to hear a little bit about the history of the Miami Carnival from Joan
Hinston Justin.
Let's go.
I am Joan Hinston Justin. It's a long name. I am the current chair of the Miami Broward One Carnival Host Committee. I've been on the committee for the last 11 years as Miami Broward One Carnival, but I've been involved in Carnival since the inception 36 years ago. Miami Broward One Carnival Committee came about with 2 carnivals in South Florida. When Miami Carnival moved to Homestead many years ago, actually the Broward Carnival developed when they found that the Homestead was too far away from all of the patrons in Broward County, and a group formed the Broward Carnival. And therefore, it created a big division, really, really huge division. It found that, the carnival separated a lot of families, so we decided to come together as one, and that's how the name Miami Broward One Carnival came into play. Well, the 2 carnivals coming together actually as a marriage. When a new marriage, people get married, there are different issues, and if you are committed, then you work through those issues. And that's what we have had to deal with, and I'm proud to say that we are one unit now, working very well together. There are challenges, of course, because you have different opinions, different cultures. Even though we're all Caribbean, we have solutions on the board. We have people from Belize, we have Antigua, Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica. So of course, the different cultures come together in one pot. Sometimes could create, personalities, but I'm very proud to say we work through it to actually produce this great event.
Joan Hinston Justin right there from the Miami Carnival 2025. I've seen the footage. Yeah, people were doing their thing. They got on bad. Yeah, everybody looked like they had a good time. Not a successful carnival. Keeping the carnival culture alive here in the U.S. That's how we do it, So congratulations to everybody. Hope you made it back home safe. Yeah? You ready to get back to work?
Yes, and what I love about that weekend is it is just an amalgamation of cultures, people from across Latin America, from the Caribbean, from Africa, from North America, further into from Canada to all across the states, all come together, and nobody is looking up at division. Nobody's looking at what the political stance is of the country right now. They're just there to have a good time and throw their cares away, even for just a weekend.
I hope at least somebody was looking out for ICE, though. I'm just saying.
I didn't see any sightings, so I'm confident that, they had it under control.
Oh, okay. Good stuff. All right, let's time to jump into our All Things Caribbean trivia for this week, where we test your knowledge of Caribbean history. Now, today's trivia question is...
You waiting for me?
I'm waiting for you.
Who was the first Hispanic American elected to the Congress in the United States of America? Was it A, Marco Rubio, B, Ted Cruz, C, Ricky Valens, or was it D, Joseph Marion Hernandez?
It was definitely Ricky Valens.
I see what you did there. Did you put in that answer?
I think it was definitely Ricky Valens. I know that's where my money's on right there. All right, Ricky Valens.
Well, while you're putting two and two together, make sure that you get up out your seat, because you're going to get real fun songs right now as we jump into some music.
Let's go. While you think about that answer, let's go. It's the Island Heat Radio Show podcast right here on APAP Radio.
Celebrating Miami Carnival.
Ooh, yeah.
Brand new music from Preety. We jamming, y'all.
Smitty, we jamming. Whatever's your name, where you from, I don't care. Once you winding down to the gong and it's clear that we come to get way. Cause we head on the rum, yeah. And in the air, and the chipping left like we pass so deep. And don't wonder we when we coming down. Could be bad in the air, or what we can line with the family. They in the gallery, we don't give a damn. We jamming. And we beating rum from the time we touch the ground. We jamming. When the weekend come and we start to jump around. It's all away. One family. And we start to play. And we love to go away. It's all away. One family. Everybody start to say, one drama day. One thing about we, I truly real love the party. Back and I'll make me happy. Bring the cool that we started, boy. Drinks in the trunk, and a pretty girl in the backseat. Rich the bed looking classy, but even they looking nasty, boy. And in the air, and the chipping left like we pass so deep. They do what that we when we coming down. Could be bad at the air, or what we can line with the family. They in the gallery, we don't give a damn. Jamming. And we beating rum from the time we touch the ground. We jamming.
The warm-up is over. Let's go. Brand new Woody Live. Let's go.
Rudy Live on the thing. You looking west?
Why no?
You better
This one
The one and only man.
Check our waist.
Here, you better stop playing. This one walking up, and this one pushing back. Okay, your best friend falling down. But you recording now. But why? Who get waistline? Who get stamina? Who? Dog is Juve money. When you jumping now, let's go. Bend down. Show me that waist. Show me. Bend down. Show me that waist. Bend down. Show me that waist. Bend down. Show me that waist.
You had a lot of chat over WhatsApp. Now it's Juve morning. Boy, you better back that. Right now it's time for some traction. It's time for some action. I want the full mat. Don't bring me no fraction. It's waist to bumper, kicks to number. If you walk, you better lose my number. Don't want no next dance. I don't give you a chance. Should I stick to them and them in the gray sweatpants? Position. Bend down. Treat a waist. Bend down. Take this waist. Rudy Live on the thing.
Rudy Live representing the VI. Let's go.
One and only man can split past here. You better stop playing. This one walking up, and this one pushing back. Okay, your best friend falling down. But you recording now. But why? Who get waistline? Who get stamina? Who? Dog is Juve money. When you jumping now, let's go. Bend down. Show me that waist. Show me. Bend down. Show me that waist. Bend down.
number. Don't want no next dance. I don't give you a chance. Should I stick to them and them in the gray sweatpants? Position. Up and down, bend down, bend down, bend down, bend down. Straight a waist. Up and down, bend down, bend down, bend down, bend down. Take this waist. Up and down, bend down, bend down, bend down, bend down. Straight a waist. Up and down, bend down, bend down, bend down, bend down. Take this waist.
Inna the road, I beat some liquor with my friend. Him said that girl let mash up, me look and see a 10. Lean up inna the corner like the corner is my bed. People all I wonder if me dead. You know she said rum, bust inna me, rum, bust inna me, rum, bust inna me, rum, bust inna me.
Why so if you catch just bring it here? I'm looking for a girl so I could whisper in she ear. I'm looking for it. When the man is winding inside of ya, where you? As I find you is smoking up. Where you? Need a bumper to rough it up. Where you? Come to get you no puppy love. Where you? Hard this time how you balling out. Lord, oh Lord. Can't start to roll down waist, don't stop it. I'll walk like a hammer, drop it. Lord, oh Lord. Let me see that bumper jumping right down to the ground. So push it back on me now, darling. Give it the hardest shot. Take it and make these out. Take it the hardest shot. You see that girl there? She bad you know. And I hear she getting from she mother. Somebody call the undertaker. Say call the undertaker. This girl is a booty shaker. Shake. When she bumps it, she causing no breaker. She bumps it. She loaded with her everything bumper. She get it from her mother. She have to watch her mother give you. Shake it. She have to watch her mother give you. Shake it. She have to watch her mother give you. Shake it. She have to watch her mother give you.
A whole lot of shaking was going down in Miami this weekend.
A whole lot of rumpers.
And some of it is what the doctor gave and not what the mother gave them. I'm just saying. You know, just report to the facts, folks. Report to the facts. It's the Island Heat Radio Show podcast right here on APAP Radio. We are your host, DJ SuperPEC.
And I'm Lady Laleebella. We're about to jump right back into our trivia question and give you all the answer for this evening's question. Just to reiterate for those who missed it, who was the first Hispanic American elected to Congress in the United States of America? Marco Rubio, Ted Cruz, Ricky Valens, and Joseph Marion Hernandez were
Ricky
among...
Valens was the right answer, right? Hey.
Not Mark Rubio, not Ricky Valens, and not Ted Cruz.
Ted Cruz.
Oh.
No.
It is Joseph Marion Hernandez.
You would have known. See, real Hispanics have the three names.
Yes. If you have a compounding name, that's
There you go.
Yeah, that's also how you can kind of be able to tell, when you're doing your analyzation. Which one of them could it have been? Has to be the three-name one.
The three-name one.
And since we're now just starting to come out of the Hispanic Heritage Month, it's only right that we leave our last Hispanic Heritage Month question here on tonight's show.
This is right. Now, he was elected to the U.S. Senate, the U.S. Congress in September of September 30th, 1822. So way back then. So congratulations. That's a big deal, especially at that time in U.S. history.
And he was born as a Spanish citizen, so straight a Spaniard, from what I can understand. And he became the first Hispanic American to serve at the highest ranks of all three branches of the American federal government before his death in Cuba.
That's right.
So we're celebrating our Hispanic heroes, those who also helped contribute to the good fight that brought us all here to be able to live in this lovely land that we call the United States.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. Now, as we move on with today's show, folks, we're going to jump right into From the MP's Desk. The Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment, and Sports, the Honorable Babsy Grange, has words to send her condolences to the passing of Alan
Skill Cole.
Who was truly one of Jamaica's greatest sons, a football genius, a cultural icon whose friendship and work with Bob Marley helped to shape the nation's story. At just 15, Skill made history as Jamaica's youngest national footballer and later became the first player to professionally play in Brazil. He was the first outsider, that is, to professionally play in Brazil. His talent was unmatched, born to play the beautiful game. Beyond football, Skill left a mark on reggae music as Bob Marley's tour manager and co-writer of the timeless song War. Our greatest footballer, our greatest musician, united by passion, friendship, and the Jamaican spirit. Skill, your game was pure artistry. You played with rhythm, heart, music in the background, and you gave everything to your country and inspired generations. We will miss you deeply. May you rest in peace, legend. The words of the Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment, Sports, the Honorable Olivia Babsy Grange.
And I love to see it. You were able to see on the screen earlier that there were many performances by artists that wanted to share in the celebration of Alan Skill Cole's life. We saw Beanie Man on the stage. We saw Junior Reid on the stage. We saw even Stephen Marley made an appearance.
Yes.
So that goes to show about the indelible mark that this man left on, the state of Jamaica music, of their culture, and as an icon, we salute you.
Definitely. Well, very worthy of a national funeral. So rest in peace, legend. Yeah.
Yes, it was done right. It was done right.
Now,
And leave your thoughts and your comments in the comment section. Definitely hit us up on our social media as well as hit us up in the chat.
make sure you like and share and subscribe and tell your friends. Yeah. Don't keep it all to yourself, y'all.
Absolutely. We're going to go ahead and share some wonderful highlights of 13 Caribbean American women who are in politics that you need to know as we draw closer to election time.
Yeah. We're in the midst of the local election season here in Georgia. The elections are going to be on the 4th of November. Mm-hmm. And so, there's a lot of candidates running right now. There's lots of political action taking place. And everybody understands the nature of the country's political situation currently and a lot of things that are going on the federal level. So we just wanted to take the time out to highlight some Caribbean women in particular who are playing their part and have prominent positions in politics in America.
Get to know Yamiche Alcindor, whose heritage is of Haitian descent. Yamiche is the White House correspondent for PBS NewsHour.
And Glenda Carr of Jamaican descent. Glenda is the co-founder of Higher Heights, a national organization focused on mobilizing and electing Black women.
And the next highlight is of Kristen Clark of Jamaican heritage. At Kristen Clark JD is the president and executive director of the National Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights Under Law, one of the nation's historic civil rights organizations.
Next, we have Congresswoman Yvette Clarke of Jamaican heritage. Congresswoman Yvette Clarke is a Democratic member of the U.S. House of Representatives, representing 9th Congressional District of New York.
And the next highlight, Maya Harris is also of Jamaican heritage. At Maya Harris _ is a political analyst for MSNBC. And in 2015, she was appointed one of the 3 senior policy advisors to lead the development of an agenda for Hillary Clinton's 2016 presidential campaign.
Next up is Gabrielle Jackson, who is of Trinidad and Tobago descent. Ms. Jackson is co-founder of the Mental Wellness Director of the Black Network.
Undocu-Black.
Undocu-Black, excuse me, network, a multi-generational network of Black undocumented people organizing communities and building power.
Amazing. These women are outstanding. The next highlight is Michelle L. Jawando. Her heritage is of Bermuda and Jamaican heritage. Michelle L. Jawando serves as vice president at the Center of American Progress, an independent nonpartisan policy institute that is dedicated to improving the lives of all Americans through bold and progressive ideas, as well as strong leadership, concerted action, and a senior advisor for the Center for American Progress Action Fund. Let's give it up for Michelle L. Jawando.
Now, Corinne Jean-Pierre is the senior advisor and national spokesperson at MoveOn.org, the largest independent progressive digital connected organizing group in the United States, a contributing editor to Bristol, and a former White House spokesperson.
Outstanding. Next up, we have Renee J. Johnson of Jamaican heritage. Her tag is R.Johnson. Renee J. Johnson is a national training director for the United States of Women, an initiative started in 2016 in conjunction with the White House Council on Women and Girls.
Nikisha M. Lewis is the co-founder of She Woke, an advisory space, advocacy space rooted in the belief that equality is achievable for Black women, girls, and their communities.
I love that, Nikisha M. Lewis. Our next highlight is the lovely Congresswoman Stacey Plaskett of St. Croix Heritage. Stacey Plaskett is a congresswoman who represents the United States Virgin Islands at large as the congressional district in the United States House of Representatives. Juan Miguel.
I don't think I mentioned that Nikisha M. Lewis was from Antigua and the Dominica heritage.
Yes, I love that. She woke.
Yes. And then we've got Stacey Samuels from Trinidad and Tobago and Haiti. Stacey Samuels is a supervising editor at NPR, each week putting together Weekend Edition, a broadcast that puts premium on the arts and culture coverage.
I love NPR News. It's one of the only news that I can listen to that I don't have to feel so indoctrinated by what's going on in the world with politics.
Yeah.
I feel like it provides the news and gives it to you in such a clean and concise way. So we have Stacey Samuels. Thank you for that. Our last highlight of the night that we have listed here is Congresswoman Frederica S. Wilson from the beautiful islands of Bahamas. Representative Wilson is a congresswoman who represents Florida's 24th Congressional District, one of the most ethnically and cultural diverse districts in the nation, which includes parts of Northwest Miami-Dade and Southern Broward counties. I'm sure she was down there doing her thing for Carnival.
Hey, congratulations to these young ladies doing big things. All right, our hats off to you. And we thank you for the sacrifice you make as public servants and everything that you do for us in the communities.
Absolutely. And what you continue to do for us and what we can expect is just excellence, because we now have representation that looks like us, that sounds like us, so that young people now have someone to look up to and see that as being achievable in their own futures.
Definitely. So let's go ahead and jump into some music. All right?
Yeah.
All right. Now, this is from a brand new album from Chronixx,
Ooh, Krandada Wagwan.
the long-awaited.
Long awaited, highly anticipated, and really rootsy.
8 years. 8 years.
Yes, yes. I mean, I feel like it's even been longer because the pandemic was like such a time where it was like everybody was just sitting and waiting anyway. So it made the time seem like it was enduring. And then we wanted something. We got, a few tracks from him a few years ago, one with Kabaka and then one independent. But we really needed something that was long play.
Yeah, yeah.
Something that was full, and he didn't disappoint. He gave us 17 tracks.
Yeah, 17. I thought a little bit, maybe a little it could have been a little shorter. But it's good stuff. But hey, folks, let's tell you what. Let's give you a listen. This one is called Family First. Yeah, it's always got to take care of the family, first, right?
See that?
Brand new music from the voice of the man Chronixx, y'all, off of the Exile album. 8 years in the making. Brand new music. Let's go. Family first, y'all.
For better, for worse. Who Jaja bless, let no man curse. I put the family first. Though sometimes it hurts. So glad we're together here on earth.
8 years after the acclaimed debut of Chronology, the Grammy-nominated reggae artist Chronixx returns with a stunning new album entitled Exile. 17 tracks. I've heard the album maybe twice now. First time listening, it was just to take it in. Just to,
let it ruminate. Let it sit with you.
There were some things that did stand out right away. At second listen, then I started to say, "Oh wait, this is really, really, really good," And I think this is going to have some timeless classics in there. Well put together. It's very raw, very authentic. It's not a lot of vocal correction or processing in the mix. Both on the instrumentation and the vocals. I really, really like it. I think it could have been probably 14 songs, but after 8 years, you want to give them
an extra.
Yeah. And I see it was released on double LP on vinyl.
Perfect.
So
that's the way to do it now. That's the way to do it. If you really want to be timeless, if you really want to go into that category of being a classic, like you say, I think that it's only appropriate that you press vinyl. And vinyl there's a resurgence now in the vinyl market. People are buying records. Yeah. Yes, they are.
So let's give them one more out of Exile. All right, this is Chronixx. Brand new music, brand new album, Exile. This one is called Never Give Up. Yeah?
Yeah.
You don't quit. Island Heat, let's go.
Never give up the fight. Never give up the fight. No way. Hey. Never give up the fight. Never give up the fight. Baby, never give up. How many times did you fall in love? Feel my heart slowly breaking now. How do you know when your time is up? We're fighting for love. Never give up. How many nights have we spent alone? Enough just to make it on our own. I know it's hard with no one to trust. All of us been fighting since the day we were born. Know that we will never give up the fight. We never give up the fight. No, no, no. Never give up the fight. We never give up the fight. What you say? How do you know when a man's in pain? Can't show his weakness. He's got no one to blame. Overstanding, way I feel is the best thing in the world you could ever give to me. Yeah, just promise me you'll never give up the fight. Never give up the fight. No way. Hey. Never give up the fight. Never give up the fight. Never give up. Promise me you'll never give up. Never give up. Promise me.
If you are my true friend, to do the end friend. No make believe or no pretend. I will tell on you. I will tell on you.
Her name is RAYVEN AMANI. We talked to her a few weeks ago or here on the program. This one's called The True Friends. You know.
Who them?
You know, stand and me counting.
Stand up.
To do the end friend. No make believe or no pretend. I will tell on you. I will tell on you. Your words and your deeds are to be genuine. Not here today, tomorrow gone with the wind. Do I have your support when I'm winning? Or when me down and out, is it the same thing? Or when the link's silent, like a call or a message sent. We can be patient, no matter how distant the memories. When we link up again, I'm just the same energy. True friend, to do the end friend. No make believe or no pretend. I will tell on you. I will tell on you. If you are my true friend, to do the end friend. No make believe or no pretend. I will tell on you. I will tell on you.
Big sound string up, kick it off like wow. In the arena, we not lie low. Good sense in me, here is all I grow. Rastafari know, Rastafari know. Big 45, bust it off right now. Man of his survive is a fight right show. Never did a light in a high Shiloh. Rastafari know. Oh, it is a blessing to me see another day. Never lose your faith when trouble coming on your way. Reality created by your thoughts and what you say. Secrets in the spirits, the ancestors they no play. No lenience for the grievance or no risky. No allegiance or obedience to the trickery. Them send legions from regions for the victory. But the heathens and demons know the victory. Big sound string up, kick it off like wow. In the arena we not lie low. Good sense in me, there is all I grow. Rastafari know, Rastafari know. I'm big 45, bust it off rough right now. Man, if you survive is a fight right through. Never dim your light in a high Shiloh. Rastafari now.
Enough time put and lose faith, but I know we that. Make mommy proud, must feel say man I eat that. Fall back a man, me say no man I lead. Them my only friend on the social media. Enough obstacles there in a reader. And Father God know we get real fight, but we never give in where you feel like. Now straight have to protect the 3 points. No, me nothing them ready for this. True that, them carry belly for this. Success, the one for say we winning it, see. Opportunity, every little youth have a dream. Tell you I'm a strength, the power and the mind. Could I take the easy road, but that wouldn't right. Used to live in the darkness until me see the light. No one no more friend, no one no more backbite. Every you need a little motivation. Adjust the mindset to the situation. Get a youth you a star. Care who you are. Have to stay strong, nobody lose your focus. Near and far, wherever you are. Working on from day to night.
The voice of the man, Tijan, y'all. Yeah.
Yes. These artists are cut from a different cloth.
Matt, tell you. You know what? He reminds me of like original Sizzler. He gives me that kind of fire. You know, like there's that.
No quenching.
You understand?
Yeah.
You understand?
About gut for them.
Yeah, Sizzler Ecology now celebrating 30 years. There's going to be a big show at Savannah Park celebrating his 30 years in the game.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, I'll never forget the first time I heard Black Woman and Child. The feeling that I felt, knowing that and seeing a man that looks like Sizzler giving back to mother, not only mother in the sense of maternal, but in Mother Africa, and being proud and unapologetic about how that might look or sound to people on the outside who don't truly have that appreciation or that fondness toward a woman of color.
Right.
I think it is needed, that resurgence, like you said, even that fire at this time where I think that a lot of us have grown cold.
Yeah.
From not seeing
Who's
image of
who's
love
burning
for
the
the Black
fire?
woman.
Who's really burning the fire right now? Right? We saw Capleton on stage getting presented an award by Red Stripe. You know, not to say Rastam gone corporate, but I'm just saying. You know,
And a lot of that is what is being fed into Jamaica as well, is those corporate ideals. And Jamaica, who normally would have to find their own funding, they're seeing that, hey, this culture is something that we need to look into. The young people like it. They're attracted to it. They're gaining traction. I mean, Jamaican TikTok alone can show you that the people in Jamaica are some of the most resourceful and funny and talented people on the face of the planet. So there is a niche there. But it's just, if we are really seeing the value in ourselves and wanting to reinvest into that market for ourselves, that we will really be able to reap the true benefit of that consumer market.
All right. Big up to the TikTokers. Yeah. There's a new what they call it? Occupation.
Yes, content creator.
Yeah.
Influencer.
All of these things. TikTok
Yappers.
idler as well.
Yeah, the yappers that just go on screen and just yap, right? They're getting paid for what they have to say now.
Hey, anybody can broadcast.
And anybody has been broadcasting.
Yeah.
So hey, watch out for Jamaica because big things are wrong.
Trust me. Folks, you're listening to the Island Heat Radio Show podcast right here on APAT Media. We are your host, DJ SuperPEC.
And I'm Lady Laleebella. And talking about fire, we talking about a fire DJ. Masicka releases keys from forthcoming Def Jam album. So he's been signed to Def Jam about 2-3 years now.
Yeah.
And after releasing 2 critically acclaimed albums, 2021's 438 and 2023's Generation of Kings, the Def Jam Recordings distributed dancehall artist Masicka previews his forthcoming album with the release of the first single called Keys.
Yo, pick up to Masicka, because let me say, like, his 2 albums, you know, for a young artist, your debut, and then there's a thing called the sophomore jinx, right? It's for a reason, right? A lot of artists hit their first, but that second album doesn't follow up the expectations that everybody had after that first one. Either the first one was the best you had, and now you
Right,
can't.
you put all your eggs in one basket, and now you don't have anything left for the second album.
Yeah. Or the company tried to
Pulls the rug under you.
and then
And
do
shelves
what
you.
in order to really get the best out of what you do. A lot of different things. So for a young independent artist to come through with the 2 records that he put out, and has the big label deal now, and my major concern was that, will this be one of those projects that has been Yankeefied so much that it loses the real essence and
Of the
loses the
patois.
core fan base of the artist, because they don't know how to do
Both.
dancehall, and they're attempting to package him differently for a different audience, you know? So I think, based on what we hear on this first single, that I think they may be letting the artist do his thing. I don't know.
Are you going to preview the track?
Let's take a listen. Let's take a listen. This is brand new music from the voice of the man, Masicka, y'all, off of his upcoming brand new album. This one called Keys, y'all.
Baby, your body speak to me, free to me, keys to me. She got the keys to my heart. Baby, your body speak to me, free to me, keys to me. She got the keys to my heart. Baby, your body speak to me, free to me, keys to me. She got the keys to my heart. She don't want much pop.
Lady Laleebella. Genocide does it again.
Masicka Guan with a bag of things. Now, what I like about Masicka is that with this particular track that was produced by Western West, it delivers a fusion of smooth melodies, lyrical precision, and emotional depth that fans have come to expect from the hitmaker.
Definitely one of Jamaica's biggest, brightest stars, up and coming. He's got the big deal, you know, the big international record deal.
Yes, and what I also like is that when he is in collaboration with other artists, I feel like his verse always stands out. The song with Shensia, there's just been countless songs that he's been putting out for the past few years.
Well, he's like the first person everybody's calling right now, you know, to get the feature. You know, he was on the Gentleman album that Romain Virgo.
Lovely.
Right.
Lovely.
Just Masicka is showing up everywhere. So I think, you know,
Being an omnipresent force in the dance hall arena, he's here to stay. He
just needs that one song to fully cross that one, you know, he needs that Sean Paul and Shaggy,
Hey,
you know, and then gone.
And to the world.
Keys, y'all, let's go. Brand new music.
Baby, your body free to me, free to me, keys to me. She got the keys to my heart. Baby, your body free to me, free to me, keys to me. She got the keys to my heart. Baby, your body free to me, free to me, keys to me. She got the keys to my heart. The moment she pop the start, be a bit of wine, then you lock off the chart. Crazy, you drive with me, you talk the talk. But fall for you, no matter which part my part. Life's come off, shall I look cause it's far. Can you put it from fast? Ride on, we feel like a boss. Eyes on you, girl, because the style gone. You, girl, a class, the price on. Tell me the cost, living life on. Don't need for us. What a blessing in the dark. Baby, your body free to me, free to me, keys to me. She got the
Keys to my heart. She's got the keys to my heart, yeah. Keys to my heart. A little bit later, we'll talk about who we think might win the Grammy.
I love to talk about that because, I mean, this is the time when people are making their submissions.
Yes.
We've been seeing the producers and the different composers now with their lineup of singles. And I'm excited for a lot of friends of mine who have, been nominated. Getting those noms are a big deal in the community. And we just, we're rallying and really helping them feel like, hey, this is a community that we can all create and build together. It requires us all to be more self-aware of what's going on in the music industry and also take and participate in the voting if you're already in the academy.
Exactly. And thank goodness, if you're a U.S. citizen, you're in the academy that allows you to vote for local elections and for national elections.
Yes.
And it's important to exercise that right, to exercise that right of the power of your vote. So it's not just in our entertainment, but we got to also take care of the serious part of real life. Yeah. And just a little while ago, we highlighted 13 African-American females of Caribbean descent who are in politics. And we are honored to be graced by a 14th young lady who has been representing for us of Caribbean descent in the United States in the political realm. Would you please introduce our special guest?
Absolutely. Donna McLeod was born on the island of Jamaica and grew up in Canada. She moved to Georgia in 1998. Donna McLeod is a chemical engineer with 20 years experience in quality assurance management, engineering, and the president CEO of Envirocal LLC, a quality assurance regulatory consulting company and specializing in medical devices, food, plastics, and pharmaceuticals. She was a grassroots organizer for Senator Obama's 2008 campaign. In 2016, she ran for State House Representative, District 105 in Gwinnett County. Ms. McLeod ran again for State House Representative in 2018, and on November 6, 2018, she was elected to State Representative for District 105, winning with over 4,000 votes. In 2020, the former Representative McLeod sought re-election with her Let's Do It Again campaign. And she was a legislative whip in the 2021 session. She introduced a House resolution that recognized September as African Immigrant Heritage Month. She was also a co-signer on the legislation to ensure that government employees are paid for the Juneteenth holiday. Hello. And she also created legislation to make Election Day a holiday and legislation to remove millions of dollars in the Georgia budget for private prisons, and ran for Congress. In 2022, Ms. McLeod ran for the Democratic nomination for Congress for Georgia's 7th District. Ladies and gentlemen, it is our great honor to present to you the beautiful, the honorable Donna McLeod.
Welcome, welcome.
Guys. Thank you guys for having me. I'm excited about being here, and whatever you want to throw at me, throw at me.
Oh, wow. You're ready.
I'm ready, whatever. I'm Jamaican.
After what we just read, she seems like she's ready for anything. If you need your chemistry homework, some help, she's got that down, right?
Yeah, a little H2O, a little, all of that.
Fully covered. And I got to mention on her bio that she lists she's very proud to be a grandmother and a mother as well. You know,
And I was endorsed by also the sitting president, Barack Obama.
yes. You know,
High honors.
there's a picture, I think we have, Mr. P, of another famous Caribbean a politician of Caribbean descent with Donna McLeod. I think we have that picture of Mr. P. I think you know which one I'm talking about. You know, she hangs with good company. You know,
Yes.
the
Only the best.
former vice president
Oh,
none
yes.
other than of the United States
come
of
on.
America.
Yes.
Also, another proud Jamaican representing for us here in the States. So, you know, she rubs elbows with the top tier.
Top notch.
That's what I'm saying.
You know? But I do have to say, Donna, you know, currently you're not in elected office, but from what I see, you're still doing the job, you know, and I think that speaks volumes.
Well, people won't let me stop, right? They call me. They still think I'm their representative. So if you are in the business of either public service, either you are in it or you're not. And so you're never kind of ever out of it if you really truly committed to serving the public. And if people see you that way, you go along with them and you do what you can to help.
Yeah, leadership is not a title. Yeah, it is not, and you walk the walk, and we thank you for that because it's needed. It's needed.
Absolutely.
Because the political world is not an easy arena to jump into.
No, and political. I really try my best to get people to understand the difference between politics and governance, and that's something I think has been intentionally done so people get kind of confused and say they don't want to be a part of politics. And politics is the process, right, in which we have to persuade people to vote for you, obviously, and you might have an opponent, and you want to make sure that people vote for you rather than your opponent.
Right.
And that's the political process. And you know what? People practice politics in all kinds of ways. Your children don't want to eat something. You offer them to eat the stuff they don't want, the broccoli first, and then, you know, maybe afterwards you get some ice cream.
Right.
That's politics. It's about persuasion, right? But
You gotta make a deal.
You got to make a deal. You got to get people to think. But the bigger part is the governance, right? And we are seeing this, a civic lesson in real time. And I do want to correct something. We actually don't have a right to vote in this country. We have the ability to vote because the U.S. Constitution only actually wrote in white men that own land inside the Constitution. Everyone else is an amendment to it, and 2/3 of Congress can actually repeal almost all of those. One of the things I'd like to see is the actual U.S. Constitution updated with all the 27 amendment that's already there, and whatever other amendments that we'd like to see in that Constitution, so that we're not going back and forth about who can and cannot vote, and then, you know, making new laws to prevent people or make it harder for people to vote, right?
Okay.
But at the end of the day, I think it's important for us to understand that governance is about our tax dollars. When we collect taxes in the state of Georgia, it's basically three ways: income, sales, and property tax. And we use that money on behalf of the people we serve. And what do we do with it? We provide a service for you, programs and services.
Right.
If you're in business, you want to create a product or a service, but you're going to charge for it. And you're going to charge a higher price for it so that you can get
Make a
a
profit.
return on investment.
Right.
Well, in government, taxation is taken out almost automatically from your paycheck, or when you buy something and you pay that sales tax, that's automatic. So you really didn't have a choice. Now you want good people at the table so that those programs and services that we provide is there. In the state of Georgia, the number one, the number one, I should update this bio, the number one funding for the state of Georgia is education, which is over 50% of the budget. The problem with the funding with that is that the last time it was updated was 1986.
Wow.
You look at Gwinnett County, any other county across the 159 counties that are in the state of Georgia, and you'll find that almost everything has changed in some ways, and it's not meeting the needs of the kids. And then there's $142 million in that budget for private prisons. So we're not committed to it. And then there's always this constant need to take money out of the school budget to fund charter schools and private schools. And again, this is about making sure that we use the money ultimately for the purpose that it was designed to do, and to ensure that people do get those services. Everything that you go through government for is a service provided by all of us saying we want this to happen, because we don't want everybody, being in a parking lot and somebody trying to like rob you just because they don't got.
Right.
We try to make as much as possible some equity in society. And the whole commotion about DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, which seemed to have almost wanted to stigmatize like Black people, or
and to create this thing of a fallacy of that there's a problem
with
there being inclusion
and diversity and equity. So even a person who uses a wheelchair and finds that there's a ramp going into a building, that happens to be DEI.
Right.
One of the group that benefited more from the diversity, equity, and inclusion are white women that actually benefited the most. Again, it's this way. Again, this is always about politics. That's politics, right? Trying to persuade people to believe something alternative to what the actual facts are. And it's sad that there's a lot of people that really don't know how to critically think.
Well, I think right now what we're seeing is a party that is masters of spin, and they're right now controlling the narrative. Why are we not seeing a stronger pushback from the Democrats with that, to that narrative?
And I think the vice president did some kicking back the other day. Because they want to come in and bust up her book signing. And she told them, look here, I ain't the president, so don't even bother with this. I think one thing with Democrats is that they really their thing is to try to live within the law. They really wanted to do the interpretation of the Constitution in a way that says, okay, we can evolve, elevate, become better, right? While the Republicans, the day that Senator Barack Obama got elected, saw the Constitution as null and void. And to be honest, if you read the Constitution, it's got a lot of holes, because remember, the Constitution was written at a time when we weren't at the table, right?
Right.
This was 1787, independence for this country from their Great Britain. Their independence was based on the fact that they relieved themselves from Great Britain.
Right.
Yeah, from a king. Apparently they've forgotten. And so on July 4th, 1776, but it took another almost 10 years to get to over 10 years to get to the actual Constitution for it to be ratified. The thing is, when that document was written, people of African descent was on plantations. That is why there's a Juneteenth. So when we were celebrating July 4th, we were actually celebrating the Europeans, the colonists that came here and took the land from the Native American Indians. So this is actually, Indigenous Day?
Yes.
So
yes.
how appropriate. So they welcomed them with open arms and they stabbed them in the back. Right. But let's move on from there. So you got to that point. You created the Constitution. I think there was somewhat of almost a gentleman agreement between white men that would always be white men being president. I think Barack Obama becoming president shocked the daylights out of them in a way that they could not bear.
Right.
And so there was a post that I reposted that said they'd rather burn it all down and rule over the ashes.
Yep.
And I think that is the kind of things that we have to be mindful of, that these people, power is more important. Supremacy and making America great again. I don't know which time in their history. And I don't know who's make America great what they're living in, but it wasn't for us. So when you hear that though, but you get these slogans and you get people just believing in things that are not real. There was no real time in America's history where everybody was living in a way that it was great for everyone.
Right.
So unless you really don't believe in humanity, then the only people that matter is the people that you see as humans.
Right.
And so we have to be cognitive. It's not about living in fear. It's about living in truth and verifying. I'm in a group chat with a bunch of leaders, and I say anytime we put anything, let's make sure you check, double check, triple check, because we do not want to disseminate other lies that unnecessarily.
Right.
It's good to know what the lies are out there, but it's also good when we are going to be the ones to disseminate information that it is factual. And I'm an engineer, so for us, we start with theory. But we have to prove theory.
Right.
You can have all the theories you want and ideas
Right.
you want. If you can't get it done, I've never understood these people who can basically say, I don't like this and I don't want certain. You wouldn't exist if some of these people weren't around. Like you can't sit in an air-conditioned room and not realize
Listen.
that you didn't invent it.
Science is important. I have a favorite scientist. That's my little nerd side. Okay, all right. So Neil
got
deGrasse
nerd side.
Tyson. I'm always listening to Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson, and he's saying basically, if not for science, human existence like 30 years was like the average lifespan. Like half the people wouldn't live
dead.
past 30, right? Without
dead.
science and scientific advancement, which has only happened within the last 200 to 150 years.
That our lifespan
that
has
we're
increased.
living
Yeah.
to 70 and 80 years old and all of this. So
People take it for, that's the problem with people though. It's almost as if they become entitled. And entitlement can kill you, just like ignorance can kill you. And stupidity I'm done with because I can't deal with it. I am not even going to bother try because even if you tell some of the facts, there's still, I was watching this video with clearly Donald Trump is lying. The felonious moron is saying that Biden brought FBI agents into the crowd on January 6, 2021. Dude, you were the president.
right.
And this woman really tried to say, maybe he's going to prove something. Huh? You are the commander. He was the commander. It's a bizarre sense of perception of somebody's humanity that can allow you to just dismiss, right? I talked to black men voted 78% for Kamala, black women 92%. And I say people all the time, it ain't that black women are a monolith. We are not a monolith. We have varying ideas, different backgrounds, and all of that. What we do, because we're the original women of the planet, what we do is put our humanity first. That's what we do.
Yeah.
And that's how we're able to get what we do and stick together like that. It isn't that we don't disagree on things.
Right.
No, we put humanity first. And so when I see this happening, I ask everyone else to be mindful of facts, but also be clear about how you see someone else. You have to demean someone else to zero in order to treat them less than. You have to demean them. The only reason they could enslave Africans was they had to devalue them.
Yeah.
You can never
Remove
treat
the
them as
humanity.
humans. Yeah, you have to take their humanity, because once you take it and you convince other people to take other people's humanity, then you can do what you want.
Right. And history repeats itself, folks.
Oh, yes.
The playbook are a former Georgia candidate, Stacey Abrams,
Abrams.
had broken down all of the steps to authoritarianism. And we see it being played out in real time. Now, with the current situation as it impacts the Caribbean community and ICE and this, I do not want to call it the immigration policy, because it's not a real immigration policy.
No, it's
really just
thug-like.
it's just torture of
The
innocent
cruelty is
people.
the game. The truth. So what I tell all our folks is to make sure. I've been telling for years, though. I couldn't tell you how many times I tell people, stop telling me I go back to Jamaica. You're there 40 years. Your pitney them grew up, them done, but you're still there, and you're still there. Tell me about you go to Jamaica. Get your citizenship. I had begged them, right? I just helped a couple. They got their citizenship, and I said, get your citizenship. If you have a green card, this is where you must be cognitive of the fact that you are at the mercy of the United States. You literally can be deported for doing anything wrong because you're a green card holder.
Right.
So you're just a visitor in some ways. You have visitation rights to more than somebody who's not, just coming here. But you have that visitation right at the mercy of the country. And so, you can work here, all of that, build all of that. You cannot vote. But most importantly, you've got to know when you leave the country, you have to make sure that when you're coming back in, obviously you're going to be using another country's passport because you're not a citizen of this country. Make sure you do not sign the I-407, which would confiscate your green card.
I-407, that's very important. So are they sliding papers in for people to sign, and you don't realize what you're signing, you sign the way you're...
Do not sign the I-407.
Okay.
If you do run into issues as a green card holder, please do not stay out of the country for any extended period of time because it can be confiscated. Again, you're at the mercy of the American government.
Is it 6 months or less?
No, it depends on what they want to do.
Oh.
Could be 6 weeks.
Oy.
They think you stay too long. What you do?
Okay.
What you do not there so long?
So just hold,
Minimize.
sit down.
2 weeks, your week.
Yeah.
Try not to do too many. In some administration, they didn't care, but not this one because they're looking for ways. So make sure that you watch the time frame that you're in the country and you're out of the country. If you do get into problems, you will need an immigration attorney. So I would expect that people will carry or know an immigration attorney's number.
Let me tell you, folks, personal experience. Yeah, trust me, you do not want to go in front of a judge and not have an attorney at your side when dealing with this process.
Absolutely.
I went through something similar a few years ago. Right, I was put into removal proceedings. Right, at the time I got my citizenship, they said that I had lied on my application.
Oh yeah, they'll find little things.
What happened was the facts changed. At the time that I had applied, I was single. I then got married, so they said, "Wait, you're married? You're not single." But I got married 11 years after the application went in. 11 years, and that's another problem. The legal system takes so long to do it. It forces people to want to try and find a faster way to do it, right?
That's why people do it.
But I spent the money to get the attorney. What happened was he went in, he spoke to the U.S. attorney before we even got in front of the judge. And that was the part, that was the value, because they saw clearly, he qualifies on the both things. And it wasn't that at the time he was single. He got married years after it. And so they spoke to the judge prior. So when the judge called the proceeding up, it was a quick dismissal and I'm cleared and to go. But without that, it would have been
a lot different.
Boy.
And that's why I'm telling people, make sure you have a thing. I came from Canada, so I born in Jamaica, Kingston, Tivoli Garden area, West Kingston. And but got to Canada, and when my dad is the one, because he was a welder and he worked. He was needed in Canada back in the late 60s. My dad was making like $10 an hour in the late 60s and early 70s. Think about it. Because he was such a highly skilled, he's a welder, so he was highly skilled. And so that's how he ended up getting to Canada. And then he worked both sides of the borders. As he went to Canada over the years, he worked both sides. And he was the one that asked. And by the time I was an adult, he asked if we were interested in coming to the States. I said, sure, why not? It took 7 years. It started in, I came in 98, 91. I started the process.
Yeah.
The only reason why I ended up in Georgia was because it took so long. The Olympics happened here, 1996. So that's how I ended up coming here because of the Olympics. But the process can be long.
Yes.
And it can be frustrating. And everybody wanted to be here. So again, if you are leaving, make sure you have an attorney. Now, if you're a U.S. citizen, it's a little bit different. And you run into any issues, you do not get an immigration attorney. You get a civil rights attorney.
Okay.
Two different things.
All right. Because you are a U.S. citizen, so you are protected under the Constitution.
Yes. And everybody is in a lot. As long as you're here, you're protected. So you can't just go on and take people. Like, what they're doing is illegal.
Well, I was just about to say.
What they're doing is illegal.
You need to tell them because people are getting on planes every day.
Yeah, the 14th, I think it's the 14th Amendment. It is illegal. But this is what the Democrats need to catch up to.
Yeah.
Because this dude don't care.
Right.
You can't play a game of straight and narrow when your opponent is crooked going this way. You cannot play the straight and narrow when they're crooked.
Yeah.
So it's not that you want to go outside so far, but you can't. You have to do things a little bit different. And it's like the narrative about the shutdown, that somehow the Democrats are responsible for the shutdown. Dude, your party owns the U.S. Senate, the House of Representatives, the executive branch, and apparently some of the people in the Supreme Court is owned by you. Yeah. So you're going to say you don't have any? First of all, the idea of opposition party is that it's opposition.
Yes.
You can't see things the same way.
Right.
So it forces you to negotiate.
Right.
If you want something done. Yet this fool thinks the Democrats should just lay down and say,
yeah, no.
oh, please.
King Trump.
He's ridiculous.
King Trump is that's what exactly he's trying to do, right?
Yeah.
He's trying to establish a mentality within the citizens of the country that some will see, you know what, regardless of what, if I'm play on this side, right, we're going to be all right. And so just to your point in terms of taking away the humanity,
yes,
right? Degrading people, treating them, the language that you use
yes,
to describe certain
yes,
people. If every enemy is, or not every enemy, I don't always want to say enemy, just every opposition is an enemy, who isn't smart,
yeah,
who isn't this,
oh,
isn't
yeah,
that. So it makes it easy for them to be a target. And we've seen that, a lot of political violence and is taking place.
But that's all part of the authoritarianism, right? It's part of the whole playbook, right? I ask people not to live in fear because fear will paralyze you. Should you be alert and aware? Yes. Living in fear is when somebody can take your power. And at the end of the day, when you give up your power to someone else, you lose everything. Mm-hmm. And that's the whole idea of people that are authoritarian. They want you to feel like they're bigger and better than you. I always think about when I travel and I'm coming back, and I'm in a plane, right? And we've all gone on a plane and come back down, and then you realize how insignificant humans are. Because you literally have to be on the ground to start seeing us.
Yeah.
You can't even see us.
Little dot.
But we think we're that powerful. And let a good storm come, I'll be sitting there looking crazy. Oh my gosh, I gotta go drive north because I gotta go. But it's that mentality that we have to somehow be better or stronger, and to do the survival of the fittest mentality, which is what I think between him and Robert Kennedy. Between the two of them.
The brain worm.
The brain worm dude and the senile one. between the two of them, I really think they don't understand that survival of the fittest means the two of them is probably going to be going soon. I'm just saying. But
well,
we won't tell them.
don't believe the doctor's reports now. You know, because Donald Trump is the fittest man ever.
Oh, yes.
And you know, so
Of course.
you know, some minor ankle swelling. That's all.
That's the hands.
And the hand bruise.
Yeah.
That's all.
You know, but again, if you can convince enough people to believe it, then you're winning. And I think it's up to us, those of us with sense, to not fall into that thing. And it is important for people to actually exercise their right and their ability to get out there, protest, vote. We have elections in this state. We have
November 4th.
Yes. We have municipal election, and Gwinnett County is unique because Gwinnett County has municipal election, but you have to go to most likely the city hall. So there's a big difference with voting in the municipal election, which is your city council, mayors. Those are usually done in the city hall. Most of the other counties in Georgia, you vote at the same polling locations you normally. But we have elections in the city. And the city, when I'm talking about city elections, that means that you live in the city limits of that city.
Okay.
Most of us live in unincorporated areas of the city. So I live in Lawrenceville, but I live in unincorporated Lawrenceville. The city, again, this is again another racial move back in the day, because the city was where most of the commerce happened. So it's where most of the money was, where most African descendants were in the rural parts because they were working on fields.
Right.
So they didn't have access. So most of the people that lived in the city limits were really Caucasian, right?
Right.
And so they get the benefit of being in the commerce. But know that you live in the city. You can go to iwillvote.com. That's iwillvote.com, and you can put in your first initial, last name, date of birth, and the county you're registered in, and you should be able to get all your stuff. It should tell you if you are a municipal voter or not. On the general election side, which is this is a pretty active election cycle, because we have a county public service commissioner race that is statewide. This is people that look after your utilities, your water, electricity, gas, and they negotiate on your behalf with private companies. And so you want people that are really caring about you,
Right.
to ensure that, oh, you got my newsletter.
Yes.
Oh,
We're
cool.
showing people in the background. So,
wow.
because as you mentioned, the different locations and things, so
Yes.
people can see
So-
a wealth of information right there. Thank you for that, because it is also difficult for people to find things when you have to run all over the place. What Donna has done and her team has put together everything for you in one location. It makes it easy, easy
breezy. And I try to make sure that people get what they need. Also, it is important to also know there's two SPLOST, special purpose local something tax, but it one is for the education, it's a penny tax, and the other is for TSPLOST, which is the transportation tax. We have been trying for years to get transportation into Gwinnett. There's been a resistance because, for some reason, I think some people feel somebody can steal a TV and get on the bus and ride.
Yeah.
I don't know what the
I've
problem
heard that
is.
since I got to Atlanta,
Yeah.
which is the year before the Olympics.
Yeah.
Right. And the transit system has spread out a little bit,
Little
since then.
bit.
But
It's
still,
bad. In
20 plus years, they have not allowed this transit
So
system.
this penny's supposed, for me, any of us that are up north, we know the grid system. It makes sense. West, north, east, not this place, right?
Right.
They got that circular highway. They got all kinds of byways and sideways, and they make it so that zip codes are important where you live demographically. They'll tell you if you're going to get things or not get
Yep.
things. Bus transportation is actually healthy for everyone, for commuting, for relieving traffic, but also as a means of making sure your employees have an ability to go to work.
Yes.
I tell people this all the time. These folks who, oh, I don't want that up here because, they're going to bring crimes. And I said, okay, but you want your shelves in the grocery store to be filled, and you want to go to the restaurant and somebody to serve you. Okay, where do you think those employees are coming from?
Right.
They have to be in your neighborhood, and you're not paying them $60,000 for this. You're paying them $9, $10, $11. They need to live where they work.
Yes.
So they can serve you, because apparently you like to be served. But people don't think about that logically, right? They just think about, it's going to bring up the riffraff. Well, the riffraff's already here.
Right.
If it was black people, we're already here. So that's the riffraff. We're here. It's just the mentality, and always have to put somebody smaller to make themselves feel larger. Of course, everybody wants to feel safe. So you want a well-trained police force that knows the community. And there's also neighborhood involvement with that. You don't want just the police being heavy-handed in your community. You want a community that people actually feel safe in, and that they're willing to say something if they see something.
Yes.
And so I think, as a person who's been at the table and still in some ways impact the table, I think it's important for us to always remember the role that we play is for information purposes, for protection purposes, not to be better than the people you serve.
Yeah.
They're the reason why you're there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody said if you actually know who the politicians are, then something's wrong with society.
Yeah.
Because good leadership gets out of the way. It's about problem solving.
Always about problem solving.
And so, it's not about you, the accolades and
No.
going around the table and tell everybody how great I am. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to the Island Heat Radio Show podcast right here on APAP Radio. We are your host, DJ SuperPEC.
And I'm Lady Laleebella, and we are with the beautiful Donna McLeod. Thank you for being
Thank
here.
you. Thank
Now,
you guys
Donna,
so much.
we are voting yes for SPLOST. This is right?
Yes, we are voting yes. Yes is very important, because let me tell you something. There was never any discussion back in the early 2000s and 90s about the pennies. There's never been. But now that the school is majority children of color, all of a sudden we're objecting to it. We need the reason why it's so important is because, again, I told you earlier, the QBE formula, which is the Quality Basic Education Formula, was last updated in 1985. So the funds are not being allocated properly. But not only that, the penny SPLOST is actually, and let me tell you a couple of things that are not in the budget. One is kids with special needs, not in the Georgia funding formula.
Wow.
Kids that need reduced lunch, not in the public. It's federal dollars, and he's messing around with the federal dollars. So, FAFO, somebody's gonna find out.
Right.
And also, like, schools that need repair. I'm a grandmother in this county, and my grandson will, they do little fundraisers like, okay, if your kids want to wear a hat today, $1.
Right,
so these are fundraisers they do to raise money, and because they're not getting everything they need. So this penny SPLOST is supposed to help for replenishing buildings that might be, air conditioned ducts needs to be cleaned out or need to be repaired or replaced. If there's some structures falling apart, if they need so the school system actually buys land from the county to build a new school.
Wow. Okay.
So the school raises its own money through property taxes, but it's always never enough, because you're going to build a school that large with all the amenities, with the things that the students will need, and then having to give them the books and the supplies they need. Think about the cost of that. So it's not cheap. And so, yes, I support saying yes on both the education as well as the transit.
Excellent. Now, is there any other major initiative that people should be aware of that they might be trying to sneak in there?
No.
Okay.
So some people will have a special election as well, because District 106, some people live in the Lilburn, Lawrenceville area. One of my former colleague, Shelley Hutchinson, she's stepping down because her father is very ill, and so she's stepping down. So there's going to be a special election on November 4th for 106. So people should look up the candidates on that. You can go to iwillvote.com and you can get a sample ballot. So you can actually download that sample ballot and you can actually take it in with you to vote.
Okay.
And you can fill it out already, but you'll have to have it in a paper form. You can't bring it on your phone. You can't use your phone while you're voting, but you can always take, and they usually have the paper ballot also in when you go to vote. And in fact, I will be volunteering tomorrow as a poll watcher.
Okay.
So, I said knowledge is the most powerful thing you give to yourself, but the vote is the most powerful thing we give to each other.
I like that. The most powerful thing we give to each other.
Yes.
So, we have any Caribbean descendants running for office in Georgia that you want to mention?
Yes. So for city council in Lawrenceville, we have Marlene Taylor Crawford and Austin Thompson. Marlene's father's Cuban, but her mother's Jamaican.
Okay.
And Austin's Guyanese.
All right. We don't hold that against him.
No, I'm gonna tell him something. I'm gonna tell him sorry. I'm gonna tell him something.
I can make that joke. I always tell people I'm 100% Jamaican and 100% Guyanese. So
We won't hold it against none of y'all. And they're up for re-election. So they're not. They've already been elected. They made history. Like so many of us in Gwinnett County, I was the first Jamaican born to serve in the Georgia House, and they were the first to serve on the city council for Lawrenceville. And by the way, Lawrenceville is a very rich city. Very, very rich because they collect enough of my gas money. So they have they do from almost all the residents in Lawrenceville. They're the ones that are the provider for gas. Let me see who else is on for this election. There was a young lady. Her father was Jamaican, but she wasn't successful in the runoff. She's out of, I think it was near Cherokee and Fulton County. Her name is Deborah.
Okay.
There was a big race recently, and she actually got more votes than all of her opponents. But when it came down, they consolidated.
Yeah.
Which is something we knew she would have to get more. And let me think now. Across, let me see all the of Caribbean descent. Let me see if in Gwinnett, Fulton. Cupid, there's a few that already been elected. They're not up for re-election. But because this is a municipal election, I don't have anyone else in Gwinnett County or Fulton County that I know of.
Okay.
There might be a couple in DeKalb.
Okay.
But again, we need to be at a table. I remember the two festivals, the two carnivals were separated, and I got this call like the Friday night, Donna, them not giving us the permit for the police officers. You know what I said? You know what? And I did call up some of my colleagues, but that's 11th hour. It's impossible. Yeah. And they were really trying to just get them out of the thing. And if people don't know why this is so important to our culture, and you're not at the table, they ain't gonna care.
Nobody's there to speak up for you. So I
tell, like that poem. First they came for and I said nothing. Then they came for. Well, until you're at the table, can you speak up for yourself or say the importance? It's nice to have allies, but there's nobody more passionate about anything than you who know what it means to you. And that's why my being elected as the first Jamaican born, but also the first woman of Caribbean heritage was so important because it changed the way that Caribbean people saw themselves in leadership role, but it also said to the General Assembly, this ain't gonna be a regular day for you, boo.
Right.
When I got on there, I'm gonna big up, and I'm gonna learn my stuff because I'm an engineer. I don't come to play. Don't get carried off, boo.
I always wondered, this was so strange to me, because of our cultural background and how important education is, right? Where we're coming from, right? So you would always think, well, you want to pick the smartest person to be the leader. Like you would think automatically, like a Barack Obama, who is a world-class scholar.
Well,
Like,
us DEI people, who knows what you're going to get, but, Rhodes scholars, engineers,
right,
the DEI. My goodness, what is he asked for?
An actual attorney at law,
Right.
Constitutional law, like,
what a concept.
so, versus the D student who probably dad paid for his
paid for it.
degrees and
Yeah.
moved him through.
But it's that disrespect, right? It's the marginalize and minimize your worth. I remember I was 50 years old when I got elected to the Georgia House. So I walked in there knowing who I was in the first place. And as a Jamaican, I walk in there like nobody business, right? Because I already know, and I see it come. I remember one guy came to me and said, "Hey, girl." Excuse you?
Who's girl?
Whose girl are you talking to? I said, "I'm duly elected. You can call me the gentle lady. You can call me Representative McLeod, but you will not call me girl. I am not your girl, and that ain't gonna happen again." Every time he saw me after that, "Hello, Representative."
Yeah, but no, corrected. Yes.
You've got to set. Like my dad used to always tell me, you only have one time to make a first impression.
Yeah.
And so make every impression that you have the first time.
Yeah.
And so I was very cognitive to make sure I stopped him, because those are the kinds of people that think that that familiarity or to minimize. You are elected by the same amount of people I was elected by, and probably I got more votes than you probably did. And you can't vote for me because there's 180 of us. We represent 180 different districts, and we are duly elected by the people based on the U.S. Constitution and the Georgia Constitution. By the way, there's Georgia Constitution too. Can't violate the U.S. Constitution.
Right.
But yeah.
Oh, there you have it. Ladies and gentlemen, we were speaking with the Honorable Donna McLeod.
Beautiful, so charming.
So intelligent. She knows her stuff. Yeah. And the courage, because especially in this climate, we spoke about the political violence, being a woman, a black woman. This is the state of Georgia.
Yes. I've been threatened.
So I thank you for your words of wisdom. I thank you because, I had no idea that literally you could sign away your green card rights. Like, I had no idea that's a thing.
I-407, do not sign it. You can literally, they basically say you give it up.
Yeah. We'll be reaching out. I believe Councilman Thompson.
Yes.
We're going to be having him on shortly. We're just going to work out those details. So for everybody out there, please. I know the general elections, the federal stuff gets all of the big attention, but it is at the grassroots level. It's what's happening right down the street from you, where it lays the groundwork for everything to happen 4 years down the line, okay? We've got midterm elections that are also going to be coming up soon. So we need to start paying attention. If you've not, this is the important season, right? A lot of what you see happen on the federal level is because there was a powerful grassroots movement by the Republicans a good 10 years ago.
And all elections are local. By the way, Austin was my campaign manager my first election.
Oh, well, look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. Right.
And, I helped him to get elected to the council. So, we support each other. There's no envy or anything that, because at the end of the day, can't take anything with you. You don't lose anything by giving.
Right.
And you get so much more in return.
Right. And if there's anybody out there that's listening who might be thinking of stepping forward to throw your hat in the ring, right?
Contact me.
Let's do it, right? You have somebody here. You've got the wise wizard who can guide you on your epic quest
I've been
to the thing, right?
It wouldn't be like I'm just pretending I've been there. So, it's a lot. You need to think about a lot. Your family. I always start with everybody saying, make sure you've got your family support, because sometimes that's all you're gonna get.
Yeah.
When you thought everybody's gonna be on your side, and then all of a sudden you're looking and nobody but your family's left. So it's just important. So just some basic stuff and guidelines that I've talked to almost every candidate that's running in Gwinnett County.
Right.
Yes, on the Democratic side.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Would you please give everybody your contact information, how they can reach out to you for anything?
Okay. So if you want to reach out to me, I have a website. It's www.donnamcleod.com. And on there's also a contact page that you can contact me. I'm also on almost every single social media platform. I don't use Twitter as much, but I am on it. And it's Donna McLeod, the number 4, YOU. And it's DONNAMCLEOD, the number 4, YOU. And that's all social media. Also, if you want to send me an email, info@donnamcleod.com.
There you have it. Folks, she has...
I am working on a book, so... Of my
Yes.
life.
Oh, so coming back, you have to come back for when your book
Well, let me get it
launches.
done.
Well,
A little early invite.
well, we have to get her back here real soon for our 101st episode.
Oh.
That's a thing, okay?
101?
Yes,
We're counting down.
We're almost there. This is 97, so we're almost there. So we're gonna have to have
you
you
are
back
really
really
close.
soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be real soon.
Consistency.
Yeah.
That-
If you
that's all about-
believe, you do.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what you're doing. And everybody has a part to play. And everybody's important. Because there's no two person alike. And you're not in competition with somebody else. You're only in competition with yourself. Because if you can't do it, you just can't do it. If you can do it, you do it. If you can't, you can't.
This is so true. This is so true. All right, hang out for just a few minutes, right? We're almost out of here. I want us to run through the countdown really quick. We're counting down the top 10 songs by Caribbean artists and producers who are based here in the state of Georgia, all right? So first up this week, who do we have in the number 10 position?
It's number 10, Sir Alexander with Little Green Apples.
Oh, I wake up in the morning with my hair down in my eyes, and she says hi. And then I stumble to the breakfast table while the kids were going off to school. Goodbye. Yeah, yeah. She reaches out and takes my hands, squeezes it and says, yeah, yes. How are you feeling, hon? And then I look across her smiling lips that warms my heart and see my morning sun.
And that's the voice of the man, Sir Alexander, the number 10 position with Little Green Apples.
And tonight in the number 9 position, Rosh Frazier Jr. and Natty King kick us off with Disgrace.
I and I want to know how we do now. Well. And this is Ross Fraser Jr. alongside a living legend, Natty King. Whoa, they might fool some people, still they can't fool everyone. Wake up, take a stand, cause we know what a galang. Rise, cause our time like Moses, and our time the universe is calling us. I know you see the signs. Mother Earth vexed with Babylon, so them doom. And for your reward, Mother Earth bless them with landslide or typhoon, violating the laws of nature. And I behave like them are the almighty creator. What a disgrace upon the human race. Them system corrupt and them fake. Tell them in a friend, fi kick Bobby wrong in a them face. No more black sisters you can't
That's
rape.
Disgrace in the number 9 position. Ross Frazier featuring Natty King.
Next up is number 8, Rosh Frazier Jr., this time with Norris Man with So Hard.
Okay.
Dow.
Ross Fraser, alongside Norrisman.
Dow.
Anyway,
Kamala Takatau.
fighting against the system.
Dow.
Sometimes I wonder why the system have to make it so hard. So hard, so hard, so hard. Let's back our reverence to the Lord and then we chant the Psalms. A Psalms, a Psalms, a Psalms. I wonder why the system have to make it so hard. So hard, so hard.
The number 8 song this week, Ras Frazier Jr. alongside Norris Man, So Hard.
Number 7 tonight is Pressure Bus Pipe, Working Man.
All of this love I have is for you. Ever since the very first time I saw you, girl. But I hope you understand that I am a working man. Don't think I'm a fool and cause no trouble. Cause when I give you my love, me no one problem. Cause when you give me your love, you get it back times 10. You are say you need space. Figure hang with.
No, she said you need space for go hang with friends. And then he says, make sure it's not men.
All right, now, Working Man, number 7, Pressure Bus Pipe. It's number 6, Pressure Bus Pipe again, this time with Capleton, Gunman Town.
It's the king of fire, red hot, alongside Pressure Bus Pipe. And the man say, yo, pressure, tell it. Gunman town in a gunman town. Gunman town in a gunman town. In a graveyard, every gunman found. In a graveyard, every gunman. Hey, this is the problem that you face with minorities. Get a youth out the food and don't get no surety.
That's Gunman Town by Capleton and Pressure Bus Pipe in the number 6 position this week.
And in number 5, Deli Ranks lets you know badness not gonna work. Number 5.
We shall overcome, yeah. We shall overcome, yeah. We shall overcome. Every day, all the time. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. At the world general, Delhi. Every youth in a garrison no make no gun burst. Madness now go work. Better you try do some hustling and sell some merch. Madness now go work. You can turn a DJ and lock some concert. Madness now go work.
It not go work.
It not
Positive
go
messages in the music. You know?
That was number 5, Deli Ranks. Number 4, Spice and Lav B give us Slow Motion.
Hey, Love B. Come back, wine and bounce on the beat, yeah. You ready? Let's go.
Slow motion with it. Watch how I'm whining. Slow motion with it. I saw them
Wine for the man, them.
Shake that booty, let it boom, 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 boom. Move that body, let it boom, 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 boom. Shake that booty, let it boom, 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 boom.
That is it.
Shake that booty, let it boom, 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 boom. Move that body, let it boom, 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 boom. Shake that booty, let it boom, 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 boom.
Right, yes or no? But this in a this when the wine go down low. In a tic-tac-toe, yeah, the X, yeah, the O. Roll it, up and down, yo, yo. Make me wine from the beat, yeah, fast and then slow. So me sit down in a this and go bam, tic-tac. Bumper, boom like a jumping jack.
She's the queen of the dance hall, y'all. Don't mess around with my Spice.
All right, she gave us Slow Motion and the number 4 position. Number 3, it's DeMarco with Hello.
Good morning. I'm ready to go. Hello. 10 days are good. Good morning. 10 days are good. I'm ready. 10 days are good. For the world. 10 days are good. Woke up with a smile on my face. I'm happy for today. I'm thankful for today. Yeah. Woke up with a smile on my face. I'm happy for today. I'm thankful for today. I wave at the sun. I wave, I wave, I wave, I wave.
That's the voice of DeMarco coming in the number 3 position right there with Terry Bennett with Hello in the number 3 spot. And we have Spice in the number 2nd spot with Chair. Yeah.
Spicing things up.
Spicing things up. And we're going to jump right to the top song of this week.
Well, first we'll give you the rundown. 10 was Sir Alexander, Little Green Apples. 9, Ross Frazier Jr. and Naughty King, Disgrace. 8, Ross Frazier Jr. and Norris Mann, So Hard. 7, Pressure Bus Pipe, Working Man. 6, Pressure Bus Pipe and Capleton, Gunman Town. 5, Deli Ranks, Botanist Snoggle Work. 4, Spice Lavby, Slow Motion. 3, DeMarco, Hello. 2, Spice, Chair. And the number 1 song for the official Atlanta Caribbean Music Chart is DeMarco, Go My Best Friend.
Someone add a beat to this rope.
You a step up in a life and I said trend up to celebrate you. Go my best friend. Haters them a go talk, just let them long as I don't tread send. Go my best friend. If I trouble out the road, back a step then just say direct when. Go my best friend. You know that. Go my best friend. You know that. You're my best friend. Talk to them, Marco. Pleasure legion, for the battlefield for me friend never leave one. Find them in any state, any region. Retaliation is a must. Ask Elon. Defend me friend them anyway, I when I be one. Cherish a real friend them when you receive one. Your real dog motivate you to be strong. We're loyal to the T-Fam. You are step up in a life and I said
That's the voice of DeMarco right there. Number 1 position with Go My Best Friend. You should be cheering your best friends on. That's good friends rep for your friends. That's what I'm talking about. Big up to DeMarco holding it down in the number 8 position. Excuse me, number 1 position. He's almost at 8 weeks in the number 1. So another song retired almost. Spice leads the record. She's had about 4 songs retired so far.
Spice went to school with my brother.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know Little Grace, so you knew Little Grace.
Yeah, big girl, no. Big old man.
Big things are going on.
Yeah, big things are going on.
Before we get to our video feature, let's shout out the birthdays real quick. Today, not today, tomorrow, the 14th, Deli Rank celebrates a birthday, and so does Siobhan.
And on the 17th, Ziggy Marley and Rico Rodriguez.
And the 18th is Kiznambi and Patix.
Big up yourself, big producer. Oh, and the 19th position on the chart. No, on the birthdays, Peter Tosh and Frankie Paul, as well as Mega Banton.
So happy birthday to those gentlemen. We're in Libra.
My guy's birthday is tomorrow too.
Okay. Big up your guy.
Big up.
So, folks, thank you for hanging with us for the last 2 hours here on the Island Heat Radio Show podcast on APAP Radio.
We are forever grateful, and our submission for tonight for the new music video feature is Kiznambi and Masicka. Forever grateful.
Yes, indeed. Now, Kiznambi has submitted album, as well, for consideration for a Grammy. I think from what I've heard, it's a really good project. I haven't heard everything so far, just a few singles, but we're going to take a listen right now. Visual feature for the week. Kiznambi featuring Masicka. Told you he's the most featured guy right now. Everybody wants him on the song.
Everybody. Yeah.
Secure in the bed, financial freedom, barrel full up of crap. Down a yard of some things, go take a good look inside. There's some just loyal to income. Moving in silence. So much blessings I feel thankful. Fulfilling my dreams, I've been grateful. Fulfilling my needs, I'm a plateful. I'm so grateful. The harder I get, it will change you. And the higher you get, they will hate you. Time gets so dread, it will break you. I'm so grateful. In a life when it get hard, 10 toes down, shoulder broad. Drop on my knees and pray to God. It could have been worse, it could have been bad. Not in the earth or in the bag. Not chat to no nurse and live in a ward. We flipping the cash, securing the bag. We double the profit with me and my squad. Not in no barrel full of a crap. Mind over matter, we stick to the plan. Never yet sell off a couple of grand. Only the farmer can depend upon. Forever grateful, I'm giving the thanks. Living the dream, on me and the gang. Me and the team did a sink in a sun. We wouldn't be here without all of the fans, yeah.
Nah, me.
So much blessings, I'm thankful.
Rise up,
Fulfilling my dreams, I'm grateful.
Take on a place in the earth.
Fulfilling my needs, I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. The harder it gets, it will change you. And the higher you get, they will hate you. Time gets so dread, it will break you. I'm so grateful. So grateful.
It's hard for like you don't, yeah, yeah, them road, yeah, meant for doubt you. Ain't stop left we out, no free, my voice, they make me shout up. Them count me out, my count, my blessing them and watch them gross. Ready like heaven chose ya. The thing I snap no photo. Got couple block for post up, celebration, get the toss up. The struggle's really close up.
Folks, thank you for tuning in once again. Episode 97.
For the
Lady
books.
Laleebella.
For the
Boy,
book.
time flies when you're having fun.
Yes, absolutely. And we talked due process with Donna McLeod.
Yes, indeed. Thank you once again, Honorable Donna McLeod, for joining us for the first time on our program,
pleasure.
but definitely not the last. Definitely not the last. Mr. P is going to be in Jamaica next week. Right? He's going to be cycling from Kingston to Negril. It's to Negril.
Wow.
To the grill. I told him one day we're gonna have a race
From Kingston
but
to
but we're
Negril?
not going across the whole island.
Oh, wow.
It's gonna be a much fun. So ride your bike, Jamaica, from Kingston to Negril bike ride. It's an annual thing. Mr. P, big up yourself because you know
You have to physically fit and mentally prepare.
You already know. You already know. Folks, keep care of yourselves. Take care of each other. All right, peace, love, and blessings. We're out.
Island Heat Caribbean Show, APAC Radio. Keep it locked. From yacht to the street. APAC Radio. Keep it locked.